the Devils are heading to Texas for a good old-fashioned shootout. Hatcher and the Stars are about to give them a good old-fashioned Texas welcome.
He's crunched to the boards by Darian Hatcher.
It's a Wild West shootout as the Devils battle the Stars tonight at 7:30 on the all-new Fox Sports Southwest. Home team's Fox attitude. You're watching Fox Sports Southwest. This is NBA action. This week, Chicago's still unbeatable, and other teams aren't far behind.
6 to shoot. Malone inside for the hammer.
Chicago's Tony Kukoc will be holding court, and we'll check in on the surprising L.A. Clippers.
Nice, good feed to Stanley. Oh, real man.
And of course, don't forget about Courtside Countdown.
Can he get it off? He does, and hits. All right, here we go. Look out! Oh, my goodness! Minnow! Oh, baby! What a pull! Smokey! With a vicious block. Thief! In your face, hat. Look out! Sets up him. Oh, man! Throw the tape! Oh, you gotta love that action!
We tip off our show by going into the action with a close look at this week's highlights from the Western Conference. While most of the attention is focused on the early season success of the Lakers and Rockets, the defending conference champion Seattle Sonics are still the team to beat.
Sonics come down. Great pass, Peyton Cook, and he smashes it home.
The streaking Sonics have won 8 straight games and are the hottest team in the West. Leading the way are all-stars Shawn Kemp and Gary Payton. Another reason for Seattle's success is their pressure defense, which is leading to easy fast break baskets.
Defense leading to offense. Seattle's main weapon.
Defense is our trademark. You're going to go through shooting slumps, but if the defense stays constant, you're going to still put us up in a position to win a lot of games, and that's what we live and die by.
Even with a winning streak, Coach Carl's looking for his Sonics to take it to another level.
I want to play faster. I want to play with a little more athleticism, a little more quickness and speed on the court, but we are getting better. I think over the last 4 or 5 games, every game you've seen another area improving something.
The 9-2 Sonics are on top of the Pacific Division, while the LA Lakers are a close second. The surprising Clippers are in 3rd place, with the Kings in 4th. The Warriors are in 5th, and the Suns are in 6th. Yes, the Clippers are playing very well, just as the Vancouver Grizzlies.
So here come the Clippers.
After spotting the hometown Grizzlies a 20-point lead, L.A. came charging back and dramatically sent the game into overtime.
Who Richardson for the tie? Tie game at the buzzer. We'll play overtime.
And in the second extra period, Who Richardson again sealed the Grizzlies' fate as the Clippers improved their record to 5-4.
Bingo! Who Richardson?
Meanwhile, Utah's John Stockton provided a memorable performance in Dallas after injuring his ankle early in the game.
Stockton is obviously really hurting.
Incredibly, Stockton's missed only 4 games in his 12-year career, so it came as no surprise that John stayed in the game.
Stockton again for 3. John Stockton.
After his 2 3-pointers erased Dallas's lead in the final minutes, Stockton won the game with 2 clutch free throws.
You know, you got to give him credit. He was out there playing with that bad ankle, and it looked hopeless for us, but he went out there and still played and gave us the 2 big free throws.
The win keeps the Jazz in 2nd place in the Midwest Division behind the tough Houston Rockets, who own the best record in the conference. The Timberwolves are in 3rd place. The Nuggets stand in 4th. The Mavericks and Spurs are tied for 5th. The Grizzlies are in 6th. Time to log on to NBA.com, where we start with a coaching change in Phoenix. The Suns' Cotton Fitzsimmons stepped down last week after 21 years as an NBA head coach.
You're quicker than they are, but now you got to play smarter than and then you're playing. You play smarter, you'll be fine. I take full responsibility for our play and for the losses. That's what a head coach should do.
Former Phoenix guard Danny Ainge, one of just 4 players to hit 1,000 3-pointers in his career, takes over the struggling Suns. Ainge, who won 2 titles as a player with the Boston Celtics, was most recently an assistant coach under Fitzsimmons. Now let's check out a pair of costly injuries to 2 NBA stars. First, the Lakers' high-scoring forward Cedric Ceballos will be lost for up to 8 weeks with a torn tendon in his right knee.
It's going to take each and every player to step up his game for the next month or 2 months.
And that's exactly what second-year sensation Eddie Jones did, scoring a career-high 32 points in LA's next game. Orlando's Anthony Hardaway will miss up to 6 weeks after undergoing knee surgery. Replacing him are veteran Brian Shaw, who had 10 assists against the Raptors, and second-year guard Darrell Armstrong.
They're stepping up in relief of Penny. Darrell, I can't say enough about him. He gets in your hair and he won't go away.
Next up, some news regarding this year's All-Star Weekend. In the McDonald's NBA All-Star voting program, ballots will be distributed in the United States, and fans around the world can vote via NBA.com.
It's going to be the greatest vote total we've ever had, and we really look forward to it because, after all, that's what the All-Star Game is really all about. It's about the fans voicing who they want to see.
And finally, the NBA announced its Player of the Week. And this week's winner is the Denver Nuggets three-point specialist, Dale Ellis, who averaged over 30 points a game. The three-point shot's the subject of this week's viewer email. This week's question comes to us from Miguel Albuquerque of Lisbon, Portugal, who asks, how far is the NBA three-point line from the basket? Well, Miguel, since the 1994-95 season, the three-point line's been 22 feet, or approximately 6.7 meters from the basket. When the three-point shot was introduced in 1981, the line was 23 feet 9 inches, or about 7 1/4 meters from the basket. Coming up next, we'll take you back into the action for a look at this week's Eastern Conference highlights. And you'll see why this Atlanta Hawk was a real hot shot against the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Blaylock for the triple, ring it up.
Now it's time for the ball handling performance of the week, featuring the Toronto Raptors' Damon Stoudemire.
Stoudemire, oh, what a move by Damon Stoudemire. I believe we've said that several times tonight.
The big man unable to get in the way of Stoudemire as he got what he wanted done.
Now we take you back into the action for a look at the Eastern Conference, beginning with the reigning NBA champions. Every time the Chicago Bulls have taken the court this season, they've won. It's hard to imagine, but the NBA's only undefeated team could be better than last year.
The mind is where we're a better basketball team, and when we only could get better because of playing together for that long period of time. Once we play together, we have a sense of expectation from each other, and I think that makes us a better basketball team.
The Bulls aren't just beating teams. They're dominating them, winning by an average of 20 points a game.
Bulls on the break. Pippen with a monster jam over Divac.
With 10 wins, Chicago's approaching the NBA record for the most consecutive wins to start a season, 15. Yes, Chicago does seem unstoppable as they lead the league in scoring and defense. But the champions still aren't satisfied.
I don't think we're still playing like good, very good basketball, 100% like we played last year. But as long as we're winning, nobody can say a word.
Well, it comes as no surprise that the Chicago Bulls lead the Central Division of the Eastern Conference, followed by the Detroit Pistons, Cleveland Cavaliers, and much improved Milwaukee Bucks. The rest of the Central Division is under the 500 mark and have yet to get on track. The Detroit Pistons are off to a strong start, having won 8 games and lost only 1 in this young season. Led by superstar Grant Hill, the Pistons are off to their best start since the 1988-89 season. That year, they won an NBA title. So far, the victories keep piling up for Detroit.
We've executed when we've had to. Our defense has sustained us when we've had to. And then we've had stretches of the game where we've needed Grant to take over, and he's done that.
Grant Hill's been spectacular this season, ranking 4th in the league in scoring.
Grant Hill drives in for the basket.
But the Pistons are far from a one-man team. They play together as a unit and with intensity, which are just some of the reasons why they have the 4th best defense in the league.
You know, we just
practice hard, we play hard, we trust one another, we out there, we rely on one another, we depend on one another, we have fun. And if you do that, then things will go well.
Moving to the Atlantic Division standings, we see that the New York Knicks are in first place, while the Orlando Magic are still in second, despite the loss of Penny Hardaway. But look for young teams on the rise like the Heat, the Bullets, and Sixers to make their move in the division. Now it's time for Hot Shots, where we feature the NBA's top performances of the week. With their leading scorer, Steve Smith, sidelined by injury, and only 9 of their players in uniform, the Atlanta Hawks turned to point guard Mookie Blaylock to pick up the slack. And he responded in spectacular fashion, lifting them to victory against Cleveland with a dazzling one-man show.
Mookie on fire here.
And he stayed hot all night long, hitting from everywhere.
Blaylock for the triple, ring it up. Oh, boy, he is just rolled.
Blaylock scored a career-high 39 points, including 6 three-pointers. He also had 8 rebounds, 8 assists, and a clutch hoop in the final minute.
Blaylock got it started and buried the fadeaway shade.
But Mookie wasn't through. He sealed the win with a dramatic finish.
6 seconds left. Blaylock. He hit another one. The Mook's done rolling. Mookie is just burning up.
Mookie's better known for his defense, and this year is no different as he ranks among the league leaders in steals. At the top of the list is Nick Anderson, followed by the 96 Defensive Player of the Year, Gary Payton. After taking some pre-game shots from his Toronto Raptor teammates, Walt Williams came out shooting against the Orlando Magic. The man they call the Wizard was having a magical night of his own. Heating up in a hurry, Walt hit on 5 out of 6 in the first quarter.
Bang, hits again. He is on fire.
And he burned the Magic at the end of the quarter.
1 second left. Williams, bang, hits it. Walt Williams was indeed the Wizard here in the first quarter.
And Williams kept the heat on. He drilled all 5 of his three-point attempts and ended his brilliant first half with 25 points. Coming up next, we'll check out a basketball skill known as the touch pass in this week's Chalk Talk.
To Vinny, to Purdue. Yeah, baby.
And we'll take you to the excitement of the highlight zone.
Walters for 3 in the lead. Yes!
Welcome back to NBA action. It's time to break down the basketball basics and take a unique look at how the game is played in Chalk Talk. Moving the ball quickly is the key to any offense, and one of the best ways to do it is by using the touch pass.
Nice passing. Coleman with a stuff. Thomas goes down, committing the foul. Good work by the Sixers.
Yes.
A touch pass is made when a player passes the ball to an open teammate as soon as he touches it.
Beautiful touch pass from Rogers to Outlaw.
Now, during this fast break, for example, the LA Clippers keep some space between each other so that when the ball is passed from one man to the next, the defense doesn't have time to react, and the touch pass leads to an easy basket.
Sean Elliott comes out with it. To Vinny, to Purdue. Yeah, baby.
Now on this next play, when the defensive player follows the ball into the corner after the long pass up court, Will Purdue becomes the open man and runs straight down the floor to receive the touch pass from Vinny Del Negro, and then finishes with a dunk. But often, the best touch pass is a tip pass.
Great pass, and there's a transition basket.
The tip pass has the same effect as the touch pass. But instead of the player catching the ball with 2 hands and then passing it, he redirects or tips the ball with 1 hand, right to the open man.
Oh, look at Miller with the tip pass to Gatling.
Now, we take you on our weekly trip into the highlight zone and relive some of the week's memorable moments.
Now Mark Jackson down the lane, flips up the alley-oop feed to McDyess.
10 on the 24. Lob under to Shaq. Forget it.
When he wasn't doing the alley-oop, Shaq was demonstrating the tip slam. And so was the human highlight film Dominique Wilkins.
Oh, baby! Have mercy.
The guards were also showing their stuff, like rookie Ray Allen.
Comes to Ray Allen. He's going to right down the middle and jam it.
And high-flying Terrell Brandon.
High for that one.
But other guards like Nick Van Exel gave their teammates a lift with some perfect passes.
Van Exel around it. Campbell had the speed. Pass to Rooks, and Rooks scores underneath on a great assist.
What a pass. Stoudemire from Canby.
Another block
the left side in the corner for Chapman. Oh, beautiful behind-the-back bounce pass to Manning.
Now there's room for everyone in the highlight zone, even though some players don't quite measure up and have some pretty big shoes to fill.
Oh, took a header.
Even players had trouble staying on their feet as Todd Day made some new friends. And Joe Dumars got some help from a friendly rim.
Joe left corner for the Rainbow.
Man, when you got it going, you got it going.
Yeah, things are starting to get pretty wild here in the highlight zone. Just ask Eddie Jones, who found out you just never know what's lurking around the rim.
Now, young man, apparently you haven't read my clipping.
Manning now gets it for Phoenix. Fires underneath, found personal alone. Shot blocked by AP.
Here's some more blocks as the Hornets get stung by Isaac Austin.
McDaniel looked for the jam. It was blocked away. Oh, pretty play by Bradley.
Now it's almost time to leave the zone, but not before a few parting shots, beginning with Raptors star Damon Stoudemire.
Oh, yeah, so nice. Sweet move.
Here's Anderson slicing inside, hanging, and he'll get it to go off the glass. And underneath for this layup good. Oh, nice move underneath by Ben Baker.
And some plays that'll make your head spin, like this one by Grant Hill.
Chapman spinning with a 360.
Coming up next, the Bulls' Tony Kukoc will be holding court.
Kukoc on the launch and delivery.
And we'll bring you the top 10 plays of the week in our courtside countdown. As one of the league's first European-born superstars, Tony Kukoc has adapted to the NBA style quite nicely.
What we've basically been asking of Tony is try to fit his game within the system and give us the support whenever we really need it. And when he feels it, we go to him. He can take it.
Kukoc on the launch and delivery.
And now, the Chicago Bulls Super Sixth Man from Europe is holding court. With his tremendous performance in a supporting role, Chicago's Tony Kukoc was named last season's Sixth Man of the Year. Kukoc has emerged as one of the most valuable and versatile players in the NBA.
I think the team has really felt that Tony, the X factor, coming off the bench. You know, he's 6'10", 6'11". It's extremely difficult to guard.
So what we're doing is this. We're taking Tony, we're standing him out here.
Tony got the step on walk. Oh, there's the skill of a 6'10" forward.
On any other team in this league, Tony would be a 20-point-a-game guy.
Brown sends it to Kukoc. He fires it on the three. He's got it. Special K burns him.
I think we have a great team, and every individual in the team knows what his job is.
Tony Kukoc from three-point range. 2 seconds. 1 second. That's got a cheer. Tony with a big three. Wow.
He's just an outstanding player, and he's an outstanding human being. And Tony's a very special person.
Even before he arrived in the NBA in 1993, Kukoc had already achieved professional stardom. His brilliant all-around skills made him the 3-time European Player of the Year. The native of Croatia also starred for his national team as a 3-time Olympian.
He was the man in Europe.
Tony Kukoc, he's the best.
And now he's one of the men. You know, and I think it takes a little bit of adjustment. Phil's constant educating him.
Tony, I'll tell him, you know, take a look down at the playground that we drive by on the way to the United Center. See how those kids play basketball. Everything is a tussle and a scrap.
Tony, I think Mitchell. You let Mitchell push you under the basket. You know, try to box him out.
So for Tony to be such a talented player, you can really appreciate how much he had to develop on his own.
In 1996, Kukoc put it all together as a major contributor to the Bulls' record-setting season and their 4th NBA title.
I knew it's going to be a good season. I didn't know how far we're going to go, but I knew it's going to be something special.
They drop it in now to Kukoc, right side. Shrimp is there.
Kukoc with a gorgeous move. Spinning his way.
Now it is Kukoc, fires three, buries it from the right-hand side. Tony Kukoc is feeling it.
A potential 4-point play.
It's a great feeling, something that I bet every NBA player from the United States dreams about. And now you can imagine how much it is for me being a European guy with NBA dream.
The Chicago Bulls have won the 95-96 NBA championship.
Good job! Oh my God! Who's the bald one? Who's the bald one?
This is a tough. Can't go further than this.
Coming up next, stay on your feet for Courtside Countdown.
Get the pull-up jump. Good follow. Williams with a slam.
Welcome back to NBA action.
9.
Now it's time for the top 10 plays of the week in our Courtside Countdown. At number 10, the Washington Bullets' Chris Webber.
Webber. A strong move for the slam.
Oh, is that a message? SOS if you're on defense.
At number 9, it's the Denver Nuggets point guard, Mark Action Jackson.
Jackson finally gets a handle on it, has to throw it up with a short shot. Oh, come on! Come on, Mark Jackson, you have to be kidding me.
At number 8, it's the Detroit Pistons' Stacey Augmon to Otis Thorpe.
Stacey against Tracy Murray. Wiggles in the post. Line dishes to Otis, who lays it in! What a sensational pass by Stacey Augmon.
Beautiful.
At number 7, Philadelphia's Jerry Stackhouse.
Here comes Coleman shooting it ahead for Stackhouse.
Whoa.
Oh, brother. Jerry Stackhouse from way back.
At number 6, Golden State's Chris Mullin.
He almost fired. Very high.
Mullin tipped it in! Unbelievable!
Look at this. Mullin just reads it perfectly. A little volleyball play.
At number 5, it's the Rain Man, Shawn Kemp.
Game tied. The folks are into it now as Kemp dives on the floor to strip Mullin and then throws over his head. What a play by Kemp, and Seattle has the lead.
At number 4, the Miami Heat's Tim Hardaway.
Hardaway's got it from midcourt at the buzzer.
Nobody's better with the clock running out than Tim Hardaway.
At number 3, Dallas's Jason Kidd to Chris Gatling.
There's Oliver Miller with a rebound. Jason Kidd on the push. Drops it for Gatling. Oh, yeah. And a foul.
At number 2, Toronto's Damon Stoudemire.
Now 2 to shoot. Stoudemire drives. Changes. Double punches. And what a shot by Stoudemire. Oh, my goodness.
You play the guy perfectly, and he makes it look easy.
And for our number 1 play of the week, it's the Cavs' Bob Sura.
Bobby Sura just threw it down with some major emphasis. He attacked the rack.
And a final note before we leave you this week. Against the Orlando Magic, the New York Knicks' Patrick Ewing became just the 23rd player in NBA history to surpass 20,000 points in his career.
Patrick Ewing looking for his 20,000th point. He's got it.
Beautiful move.
Ewing with 20,000. And now the announcement for Patrick Ewing. And the fans here in Orlando, give him a warm round of applause, as they should. That's great to see.
That's our show for today. Remember, if you have any questions about the NBA, you can email us at the league's official website, NBA.com. I'm Jim Fagan for NBA Action.